Nobody panic, nobody panic. It's hurricane season again. I know. If you ask Jacksonville residents, many of them will have the same response. Jacksonville rarely gets hit directly by hurricanes, but they will never tell you not to prepare for the flooding, the power outages, and the heavy wind damages that we do see. Hey everyone, I'm Elizabeth Peters, Realtor with LPT Realty in beautiful Northeast Florida. If you've already been paying attention to the tropics, I'll bet you've noticed the activity of storms that have formed already in the Atlantic in this 2023 hurricane season. Folks that have been living here are already used to this, but if you're new to the Sunshine State, or if you're planning on purchasing a home here, you might be wondering, how in the heck are you supposed to plan for a hurricane like a Floridian? This year's hurricane prediction is expected to have 12 to 17 total named storms, with 5 to 9 of those becoming hurricanes, and 1 to 4 of those could become major hurricanes. I'm not a meteorologist, nor do I play one on TV. These are just some tried and true things that work for people all over the area. So what is the first thing you need to do in your hurricane prep? You need to know about your insurance policy and what that includes. Be sure to check your deductibles and any valuables you're going to need to add, anything that's covered and not covered. Your policy might not cover flood insurance, and many people don't realize they can purchase this still even though they're not in a flood zone. So if you look and see that your policy does not include flood insurance, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and call your insurance agency so they can get you a quote for that. I want to say that for most companies, it takes about 30 days for this to go into effect. So I would not let this step fall by the wayside. I'm going to go over some things that you should probably do if you're going to evacuate. But first, let me run through some suggestions for if you're going to stay. Remember to pay attention and look out for curfews that are being set by the state during hurricanes, and be smart with this. I know that sometimes this is one of the first things that we want to do. Don't go outside looking to assess what damages have been done, or even sometimes we just want to go outside and see how hard the storm is raging on. Obeying those local orders is obviously going to keep you safer, but it also means that first responders won't have to risk going out unless it's an emergency. Also, keep a hurricane kit close by. You could include batteries, flashlights, candles, matches, lighters. Keep your phones charged in case the power goes out. My aunt uses an electric can opener, and there was one year during a storm, she stocked up on some canned goods, only to realize she couldn't open them. So be sure that you're prepared and you have a can opener that can be used without electricity, extra baby formula if that applies, and diapers and pet food as well. Investing in a generator is also a really good idea for Florida. If you have a garage, moving your car inside will save you the headache of insurance claims and car repairs. If you don't have a garage, I would still recommend finding a temporary location to store your car if you have that option available. Sometimes we just don't. If you're watching this video and there haven't yet been any hurricane watches or warnings in effect, and it's not too late, you can actually go ahead and start prepping now. If you're already making a trip to the grocery store, you can go ahead and start grabbing some extra cases of water right now if you need to, and stocking up on those non-perishable items. Honestly though, in our house, we just fill up a bunch of blender bottles and pitchers with water, and that's usually good enough. Because, I don't know, maybe we're kind of cheap and we just don't like having a lot of plastic in the house. So we don't really buy a whole bunch of bottled water. But if you're a bottled water drinker, you're gonna wanna go ahead and start stacking some bottles soon. Once there is even the slightest hint that a hurricane could hit, people will immediately start flooding in to the grocery stores and emptying all the shelves. Remember the toilet paper shortage of 2020? It's a lot like that here during hurricane season. Full speed apocalyptic panic. Make a list of your staples and stock your cabinets little by little if you can. Hurricane snacks, wine, books, board games, puzzles, all essential. If you do plan to evacuate, it is smart to communicate your plan to your friends and your family. It's good to have people who not only know where you're going, but also what route you're gonna take. Sometimes a lot of these surrounding areas that aren't directly hit still see some damages. The roads are gonna get washed out, there's gonna be down power lines, there might be some trees blocking the road, and you might need to turn around and go another way. In the event you do need to detour and you've lost cell service, and you can't contact anyone. You should have somebody that knows the approximate time frame that you should be arriving to your destination. This way they can contact authorities with the location you would be traveling through to get you some help if needed. Something else that is really important in your evacuation plan is to gas your vehicle up ahead of time. There is nothing worse than needing to evacuate and having no gas in your car. And many gas stations run out of fuel entirely. This is actually a big reason many people end up having to stay. So I would go ahead and fill up those tanks, and then if you do have to go to and from somewhere in the meantime, I would just keep topping them off. If you already have an idea of where you're gonna be headed, know that most hotels that are located on the outside of the impact zones are going to book up very quickly. If you're gonna be evacuating with pets, the best thing you can do is have a list on hand of pet-friendly hotels. Usually hotels that cannot accommodate pets will not change this policy because of a hurricane. So be sure you're doing whatever is necessary for your pets to be able to evacuate with you. Whether you're evacuating or not, you should get video of your whole house prior to the storm. Get footage of everything, top to bottom, ceilings, the walls, the floors. Also, in addition to recording your appliances and electronics, you should take photos of the serial numbers as well. This way, if you do end up needing to file a claim, you'll have video evidence of the home's condition prior to the storm. I would also recommend downloading this information to your computers and saving it to a thumb drive. Hurricanes are a very common concern I get from out-of-town buyers. I'm really happy to help out where I can and answer any questions. I have a video I posted last year where I talked about why people have hurricane parties, which is so insane to me because one, hurricane season is already upon us again, but also that I've been over there on YouTube for a year already. It's really been so much fun over the last year. All the people who have supported me and reached out to me with questions. It's been so much fun getting to know all of you from all different parts of the country who just want to ask me questions or just to talk about your real estate goals. Y'all are amazing. Like, are you kidding me? Y'all are amazing. I hope this video helps anybody that is getting ready to prep for their first hurricane. If you did find this video helpful, please click the like button for me and consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, Elizabeth Talks Jacksonville, if you're interested in home ownership, real estate in general, and what life is like in the Jacksonville area. If you have any questions or you would like to agree or disagree with anything I've said about hurricane prep, you can leave them down in the comments below or send me an email at elizabethtalksjacksonville@gmail.com. I'm happy to help. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram or find more information by checking out my link tree down below. Thanks again, and I hope to see you next time. Happy house hunting.